Bless you. Do permission push to talk won't work during gameplay to enable install Discord system helper or switch to voice activity? What? Hopefully that worked. What the heck, dude? Is that why my recording software got reset and everything because of new Windows crap, I guess? Hey. What's up, Tony? How are you? What's that? This? Oh, y'all. What's up, Shad the Lad? How you doing tonight, sir? Farming Simulator 25. Playlist Farming Simulator 25. No, it doesn't have any altered content. Automatic save. So Carter loves ships? I bet he loves ships. I'm just guessing. I'm taking a wild guess here, but I bet he loves ships. Nice tractor. Thanks. Not when you go too fast. She rolls. Any particular ships? Like cruise ships? Navy ships? Then, I mean, there, Navy ship, you got a whole, like, another class of ships in there. Like, you got aircraft carriers, you got destroyers, you know, all kinds. Oh, cruise ships, nice. What's your favorite cruise line? There you go, what about that? Or even better, favorite cruise ship. You should add me and I can join you. Well, I don't have the mods public. I've modified a couple of them. Someone asked last week. I used to have it set up where people could join every week, and no one ever joined. So I stopped working on or making it public and all that, and updating it regularly. Disney and Royal Caribbean. Nice. I've never been on a cruise. We've talked about it, but I've never been on one. But I'm not a Disney guy, so I don't think, like, there's some Disney stuff I like some of the movies and stuff, but like Toy Story, it was like my favorite childhood movie, but I never was really a Disney guy, so I don't think I like the Disney ships. And my kids are grown, so it's not like do it for the kids. Like, I have no desire at all whatsoever to ever go to Disney World or Disneyland. Universal Studios, though, the Harry Potter stuff, I could be convinced. Yep, 8 needs it too. Royal Caribbean is the best? Huh. Nah, I have no clue what the difference is. I know of them. Like, you have Virgin, you have Royal Caribbean, was it MSC? I used to watch. We used to watch the live streams of the port in Miami, and watching ships go in and out of there. That's how I know majority of what I know, or the brands I know. I know the celebrity cruises or whatever because I used to follow that the one captain on TikTok. I can't remember her name, and she'd take you through and tell you how they do stuff on the bridge and everything. I thought that was neat. I've I've known it was public. Oh, yeah, it used to be public. Like from Farm Sim 17 all the way up until like towards the end of 22. It was always open for anyone to join, and like we didn't have anyone join for like a year and a half in 22. Like people stopped really joining after 19, so at the end of 22 I was like I'm not even worried about updating mods or anything anymore. And 25 I've just never publicly put a link out there. Just oh, there we go, to my admins. Oh, on the Celebrity Beyond for the wind chill, I love her videos. Yeah, was it Captain Kate or something like that? With the cat, what was the cat's name? Bug or something? I used to watch her videos all the time, and then now she's on something else or something like that. I just thought it was neat to see, like, behind, I guess, kind of like behind the scenes. You should just do the mods thing for me and disable them for public. Green Acres is the place to be. Does this one need? I think every field needs lime. Okay, majority. Damn, Tony's just planting grass like crazy. I think, Tony, if you're listening, I think 29 is where I'm gonna put sugarcane. I don't know what that was prior, but I want that to be sugarcane. Cause I just need a little feel for sugarcane for my my alcohol. I think that's what will need it. Because I eventually want to buy it and do. Where is it? There's somewhere in here. Alcohol. What's that? Oh, great production. Is this it? No. Mayonnaise. Distillery. There you go. Yeah, it needs sugar cane for one of them. That's down the line, though. Oh, you got someone? Yeah, Tony, one of my admins. My Discord admins. I don't know if PJs will show up tonight or not. He might be getting ready for the big storm. That's if we get it. I have no clue. Do 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 do. The Discord link should be in the description, I believe. Oh boy, oh boy. We at least get grass started first before planting everything else. Yeah, makes sense. I was just letting you know. I don't know what. I'm pretty sure you're just planting the fields that were alfalfa in the grass. I don't know if that field was grass at all, but I just need a small field for sugarcane because I don't want to do something huge for sugarcane. Just a small one, and I had picked that one for sugarcane simply because it's just decent size. Happy coldest balls outside. Everyone freaky for Friday 18th. Dude, I had to go help my dad today. Did not go successfully, but I had to help my dad today. Try to get the generator up and going, and it was just cold to the point where my nose, man, the whole time I was outside, my nose was just leaking like crazy. I think I filled a shop rag full of snot. Not even gonna lie. Like, golly. I knew I should have worn my heavier jacket, but I was like, yeah, I'm good with my hoodie. I'm good. Then again, the fumes probably didn't help either. Alright. What else? I can definitely get 10 done with what I have. I don't know if I can get the other one. Both of these need it, right? Yeah, I guess I could do 10 and then start my way down, and hopefully I have enough to get me at least down to here. I can refill. Spend all of our money on lime. We had some of the neighboring schools closed because we lost a day earlier this year to power outage. Our superintendent said we were going no matter what. The cool thing was we gave out free hats and gloves to students that didn't have any. That's cool. Kudos to the school. I remember back in my day. This is and they're still well. They've um is renovate the correct word here because they didn't like they they did put a lot of work into the school since I left there. But the same middle school that my youngest one's going to right now is the same middle school I went to. And back in the day, the heating system was so shit back then that if the temperature got below freezing, we had to cancel school because the heaters literally could not keep keep the school warm enough for us to attend school. So, like I said, they put a lot of work into the school since then. But yeah, that's how bad it was. I think there's another school in the same district that is. I think the school I'm talking about, the middle school I'm talking about, is so old that there was actually a whole nother portion to the school that it was at back in the 50s. It was so old that it was starting to deteriorate to the point where part of it collapsed. So they just demolished that half and left the other half open. And that's the middle school that technically when I was there, it was elementary school. Like half of it they added on to, and that add-on section is like where the cafeteria and office, the little office space they had there, that was the elementary school, that wing. And then the big 2-story wing was the middle school. Now the whole thing's the middle school. Oh, was I supposed to go up there? I think I was. Maybe I can get this field done. If I join voice chat, will chat hear me? Depends. I'm mostly ready for this now. I have to bring a few more loads of wood in and put the throttle cable on the spare blow that had switched the main one. Yeah, I dug their snow blower out for them, brought it up. And then we try working on the generator because my dad's on oxygen. So, and where they're at, they get heavy wind and their power flickers. So, with the ice that's supposed to be coming, I don't know. We couldn't get it. The problem is he left it sitting there. It's been at least 2 years since it ran. And it just we couldn't get we couldn't get gas to flow from the tank to the carburetor. We took all the hoses off and everything, put everything back together, and it still nothing was coming out of the tank. So my dad was starting to get to the point where he pushed himself too hard and he was in a lot of pain, so took him back inside, and I come out, and the steps where we had it sitting out at had gas all over it because it was leaking from the carburetor. But yet when I pulled the hose off, nothing was coming out. So I don't know. I don't know much about all that. I really don't. So I'm just going from what my dad was telling me. Alright. What's up, Jesse? How are you, man? I just totally disconnected that. And I'm out. Alright. Let's flip her around. We'll go refill this bad boy. That's nuts. That reminds me of the high school building I graduated in wintertime. Our heaters always blew out cool air. Yeah. And the first apartment we lived in, the air, whenever the heater ran, it was cool air blowing through there, and the office told us that that's how the air unit worked. It heated the air by blowing cool air. I was like, I'm no scientist or anything, but I don't think that's how that works. He's like, yeah, it blows cold air. That's how it heats. Like, what's it supposed to make you colder? That way, when it shuts off and you get a little heat back, you feel warmer? Is that how that's supposed to work? I don't know. I slept through a barn fire right outside town last night. Typically, our whistle and all sirens wakes us all up. Yeah, I was. We had to run up north last night, and right as we had pulled out of the apartment complex, the fire whistle went off, and I asked my wife, I was like, where is that at? What is it? And she says a residential fire alarm right downtown. I was like, I'll go see if I can get a video of them responding or anything. 9.99999% of the times when I go to get pictures and film, it's just like a faulty a false alarm call, or the calls are way out in the boons where I can't get any pictures. No, this one I was like, well, it's right downtown. Well, I'll go around here by the bank and park and see if I can get pictures of, or video of them responding. As soon as we got over the railroad tracks, it was just a black cloud above the town. I was like, oh shit. So I went down to the first road, the road that was closest to where the fire was, that where they would have people traffic stopped at, so that way once I got pictures I could get boogie on out of there. And I ran a shed caught fire, and while I was standing there before the fire department got on the scene, someone said it spread to the neighbor's shed, and I could see it like just kind of like tearing through the grass behind the houses. It was like, oh shit. Actually, when I got out and started heading down the road to it, it sounded like a damn explosion. So I don't know if something in there burst. It was loud though. And there's two things. So there's like, oh, sugar honey iced tea. There's actually like concerned neighbors, but there were neighbors that were like making it more about themselves than the people whose like shed was actually on fire. Like, there was this woman, like she passed by and she's like, oh my god, it's such and such house is on fire. And I was like, oh, it's just the shed. And she like snapped on me. She's like, it's still fucking close to his house. Yeah, but it's not his house. Look at the bright side. It is not his house. You know, like you're getting an attitude with me about me just saying, hey, it's not his house. It's the shed. And then there was a dude like a different neighbor who was like on the ground crying about it. I was like, you guys just need some attention in your lives, don't you? And the same woman snapped on me, the guy that was opening the hydrant, he told her to move like 3 times because he had to open the hydrant before he connected the line, because I guess he had to make sure it was cleaned out or something, or I don't know. But he told her to move like 2 or 3 times and she didn't move. So finally he yelled at her to get back. Oh, I didn't know I was in your way. Really? Really? That's good to hear, Jesse. What's popping? Don't mind me, just watching. Have a generator ready and should run. I just don't know the oil. Just change the oil and put gas in it. Well, I think theirs sat too long. The gas is bad. I kept telling them, I was like, we should probably get that gas out and just put fresh gas in it. And he's like, oh, it should be fine. Just mix it a little bit fresh with it. All right. It just smelled off. When I popped the cap off, the gas just didn't smell right. Can you update the mods and make it public for me? I'm not going to do that tonight. I can work on it for next week. 6 departments, 150,000 gallons. Good lord. Which is 60% of our town's capacity. Damn. How much more water you need? Yeah, they usually flush them out before hooking them up so they aren't getting anything like rust and crap built up from not being used. Yeah, I think that's what my best guess. And like I said, I know nothing about any of it. I'm just guessing because just how off the gas smelled. I think you gotta dump that shit out. Like I said, it hasn't been running at least 2 years because I brought it up from the shed. I don't know how many times he ran it before that, but for the last 2 years, it's been sitting out on the back patio. Because I brought it up in case because my dad went on oxygen. My stepmom wanted to have it so if something happened, she can go out back, start it up, instead of having to run all the way out to the shed and pull it back in bad weather. I'm pretty good, Jesse. Thanks for asking. I'm hurting. I pinched the hell out of the area between your thumb and your pointer finger. On my left hand, I pinched the hell out of it to where it hurts to like grip anything. And then my middle finger's swollen. It just seems like everything hurts more when it's cold outside. Is that for anyone else, or is it just me? Like when you hurt yourself, it's like it's worse when it's cold outside. That's one of the first jobs I do. I start back town, start flushing hydrants. Yeah, they haven't done that in a while. We've lived here in this unit for over a year, and I don't think they've ever flushed the hydrants out here since we've moved over here. So it's been over a year since they flushed our hydrants. Unless it's supposed like. So you would know. Do they have to flush every individual hydrant, or is it just like certain ones because they're all connected? I would imagine it'd have to be like each one, or they'd have to like cycle through, like do this one this time, the one next to it next time, or something. I don't know how that works. Oh, it's true. It's damn true. I miss Kurt Angle. I hate newer wrestling fans because they see a picture of Tama Tonga in his face paint on the poster for or whatever the display is for the Royal Rumble, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, that's Sting." It's not Sting. The face paint ain't even right. Sting's beard's not even that long. Like, what are you? And all these people are like, Sting confirmed for Royal Rumble. No, that's not Sting. And then I saw one where they said that Ethan Page was David Beckham. Do you really think David Beckham's gonna be in the Royal Rumble? Oh. People. I'm just bummed they're renaming Powerhouse Hobbs. Powerhouse Hobbs is signed with the WWE. And what was it? Royce something? They're changing. Instead of having like a play on Powerhouse Hobbs, like, I mean, you can definitely finagle that for copyright reasons. No, it's like Royce something, and it's the dumbest sounding name. It's like Powerhouse. You go from Powerhouse Hobbs, which is a badass name, to Royce. Yeesh. I hate when they make people change their names. Like, I get that they have to have the copyright for it, especially WWE, who is a money hog. They want to be able to capitalize off of it. God. Like Io Sky. Why is Io Sky better than Io Shirai? I don't get it. Brian Pillman Jr. that they named Lexus King. Freaking. His name is what was it? What's his? I don't forget what his actual name is, but his last name is Rex Steiner. You could have just called him. He's the Steiner, the Braun Breaker. Why couldn't you just call him like Rex, like REX Steiner, and continue the Steiner name? Why make him Braun Breaker? I think Rex Steiner sounds so much better. Their real last name is Rex Steiner. I think it's like R-E or R-E-I-C-H-T or something like that. I probably just butchered that spelling. But it's Rex Steiner. So you could have just called him Rex instead of Braun. Rex Steiner. And then you can continue the Steiner lineage. Like they've made no secret of that he's Rick Steiner's kid. So why not just let him keep his name or keep the name? I guess probably because they didn't have the copyrights to the Steiner name. I'm pretty sure Rick and Scott have that since they continue to use it after the WWE. Still, a big missed opportunity. It would play so good into his character. The barking and all that. Rex is definitely a more of a dog name than Braun. Just saying. The Caspers Creeds are really good friends with him. I'm back to hunting for their figures. That's all been in store. But I couldn't get all three. It was either the Stone Cold or getting both of the Creeds. And I was like, I can't get one Creed without getting the other. But I can't justify getting the Creeds over Stone Cold. I had to go with Stone Cold. Matter of fact, I have a long time ago, the Creeds, Braun, and Tony D went in and bought a fishing boat while they were all in NXT. Nice. Bet that's an interesting fishing trip if they all go out together. I'm shocked. Well, they didn't.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, hello.
Oh, hello.
They didn't come up to the main roster when Vince was in charge because Vince knew their last name was Casper. I'm guessing that's their real last name. He would have them dressed like ghosts, and it looked eerily similar to KKK robes. If Vince was in charge of their storyline,
It'd be offensive.
it would. It's Vince McMahon.
Yeah. It would be like something. It'd also include something with like P. I think.
You got shit on his head.
Right. Yeah.
Don't ask for permission. That's the wildest part of that story.
It's literally like the only thing that I took from it. It's just like, were there like a shitload of like financial crimes and like blatantly racist and like all kinds of like horrible things. Yes.
Did he also take a dump on a girl's forehead?
My Spark Notes version of that was like how I surmised, because I read the whole thing. It like end to end. It was, and if you're into reading like legal paperwork and stuff, like you get all the information. There's no context, so you kind of have to like fill it in. But what I took for the entire thing, I was just like, dude, like poop and pee. Loves it. Big fan.
That and puke. That they learned that from the one wrestler he named Puke. That he found out he could puke on command. And he's like, "That's gonna be your name." He's like, whenever I say, "Oh my God, he's gonna puke," he's like, "I want you to puke on command." And they had him in the office doing it. I was like, "Oh my God."
So unhealthy.
But I was watching the new, when they all broke. I was watching the wrestling news channel I watch. I was watching them read through everything, and he was like, "Defecated on her head." I was like, "Wait, hold on, rewind
like,
what he just said."
Yeah. Well, when I heard that on the
Draws,
news, I was like, no. So like anything like that comes out that's on the news, like from a trial, it's public record. You can look it up. I heard that, and like with my history of like being a wrestling fan was short-lived, but it was powerful. You know, like I spent late 90s, early 2000s, I spent so much time watching that stuff. And I felt like I deserved to know. It really...
Yeah, you wish you did.
Really did. And that stuff comes out. Yeah, but it also like makes perfect sense. As a kid, you're just kind of like, oh yeah, like isn't that funny when you're seeing this stuff on like, you know, SmackDown or
when
Raw
they had the
like
porta potty extended over the ramp and just dropped that.
Yeah, yeah.
Content
they have all
on the
the
group.
stage stuff, and they have like the controversy in the ring of like them talking shit, but then they have all the backstage stuff. And going through all of that stuff, the backstage stuff makes so much more sense. And I'm like, oh, like I'm a viewer, so like I have no business being the one to connect the dots at that time. But like, come on, like nobody did anything about this at all. for so long.
Well, my biggest, like, I'm not defending.
Like, why are the rich people why are they like the sickest individuals?
I'm not defending Vince McMahon. He did some effed up stuff to this woman, but the picture of the woman.
You should never defend that man.
No, but the picture of this woman that they're showing around is like a picture when she's really young, and it's like when you read the actual filings and everything, she's a 40-year-old woman. Like, she didn't meet him until she was in her 40s. Like, they paint this young and naive, being taken advantage, like, and everything. But she was a 40-year-old woman. She wasn't young and naive.
If it weren't true at the time, it wouldn't be like. Well, who's posting that picture? I guess would be the better question.
The only picture they, when I was keeping up with it, I don't know if they since then they have or not. But the only picture they had posted, she was like, it looked like she was like in her early 20s, maybe late 20s. Like, it was a young picture of her. And then that's the picture that got posted around to like on all news media and everything. And then when you actually read it, she didn't meet him until she was in her 40s. So like they paint as, oh, she's young and naive. She had just lost her parents, so she was alone in the world. And no, she was dating another guy. She had a boyfriend when she met Vince McMahon, and she left the boyfriend for Vince McMahon. Like, she was not alone in the world, and as they paid it out to, she was a willing participant. She did this shit for money, literally. But so I don't buy in all of that. She did it for the money, 100%.
Listen, that may be the case. It may be the case, but I would say that like what needs to kind of stop happening is like
what's up, Pierce? Custom
gross things for a lot of money.
Oh well, yeah, 100%.
Because that's what that is. Like, sure, did they like portray her as younger than she actually was to make it look more perverted? Sure. But like it literally doesn't change the circumstances at all. It
changes.
The only thing it does is like
I felt bad for her,
potentially like sway the like jury and public opinion's perspective on her to like make her come off as a little bit better. Yeah, but like, listen, if the crimes are the crimes, like, wouldn't you want the same thing?
Is it a crime to shit on someone's head? That's all I'm saying. Like, she like, and especially when you read through the text to like Brock Lesnar, I got from my point of view, like,
so it comes down to the contractual agreements. So, like, if she consents via text message, that's one thing. But if she's only doing that because she's like contractually obligated to say yes, then that's a little bit different.
I don't think she was contractually like she was a willing participant in most of it. That I know that from what I got from it, like,
right, but willing for certain things, which get stretched into more than what she signed up to be willing for.
But like the whole, like, there was a text exchange between Vince and her where he said that part of the deal with Brock Lesnar re-signing was he got to have his way with her or something. But every time she reached out to Brock Lesnar about meeting up, he would like find an excuse why not to. Like,
right, unless part of her contract was with Vince is that like if he says that that's what it is, like she has to.
I think she was under contract with Vince.
Listen, I tend to give these people the benefit of the doubt in these situations because, like, what transpired is atrocious. So it's like you're either doing this against your will or.
I was in the middle of it and I had to go do something.
Like, for one reason or another.
It's within the next
Like,
4
or
or
you don't have a
5 mod
case.
spotlights. I got the first 3 recorded.
This could be the one-off where it's just like, yeah, she was looking for an excuse to get involved in this kind of stuff.
Just like
But it's like 99% of the people just like wouldn't want to be involved in that. Where it just like she felt like she was obligated to.
when you if you read through it and read through the text messages and everything, it seems like she was very much a willing participant in it. She probably regrets it now after the fact when she looks back on everything she did. I'm pretty sure she regrets it now, but
Well, no, isn't she the one that
only
filed the
reason
suit?
why she ever said anything is because he missed a payment. That's why she decided to start suing or decided to sue him, is because he agreed to pay her so much money and he missed his monthly payment,
Ah, okay.
and then that's when she sued him.
Not even considering the fact that all of that stuff was going to come out.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, no, definitely. Like, if that's the reasoning behind the whole lawsuit, I thought it was just because, like, there was, like, a NDA that expired or something like that, that this all came about. Because, like I said, I read it, too. So I thought that sort of the context matters.
Yeah, he agreed to pay
So
her.
she was truly a willing participant in all of this stuff, and she was mad about not
He
getting
agreed to
paid.
pay
Then
her,
she's
like-
dumb enough to understand that, like, or she's dumb enough to not understand that by filing the lawsuit, like, everything's going to come out kind of situation. And then now she's probably like, oh, right, yeah, I was okay with that.
It sounds like from like I said, I read through their the text exchange. It just, I don't know. Again, it's just me being someone. Thank you. Someone reading through, not being a participant in any of it. That it gives me the feeling that is like she was in a relationship with Vince McMahon, and everyone backstage kind of knew, because they're like, and apparently she's not the first one, because there's other people that have come out backstage and said, oh, like, she got a job in the higher ups and she knew nothing, she didn't know what she was doing, and when asked why, people were just like, oh, it's Vince's new girlfriend. Like, he gave her a job to pay for shit and
nepotism.
everything. And then when she got fired because she couldn't do what they put her in position to do. Like, the relationship continued, but he was just like paying for her rent and buying her gifts and all this. And then they split up, and a part of the agreement, he was supposed to pay her like $3 million over a course of a certain time and through monthly payments or something like that. And he missed the payment, and that's when she filed the lawsuit. But you read through, like, a lot of times she was initiating stuff too. Like, he was a weird fella, don't get me wrong, but she was initiating a lot of, like, the conversations. Like, she was reaching out first, and I was like, if you're in a non-consensual relationship, I don't think that's how that would work. But that's just me, my personal opinion. Like I said, I'm not defending the guy, because he did a lot of really messed up shit, but
really egregious threats involved with that, where she didn't have a choice. But
you listen to other people, how it backstage, and how her her behavior was. It really just seems like she was like, "Yeah, I'm the owner's new fling. I get to do what I want," sort of mentality and behavior. But the biggest red flag to me is where the picture that the her attorneys was sharing with all these news media she looked like fresh out of high school. Like she definitely looked like in her early 20s, and you're like, oh, you really feel she definitely got taken advantage of. But when you read through it, she didn't even meet Vince McMahon until she was in her 40s. I was like, wait, hold on, she's definitely not 40 in that picture. There's no freaking way. It's like, yeah, they're trying to paint a picture that's not true. Like I said, the young and naive, that goes out the window. You're not young and naive at 40 years old. And that was one of the phrases they were using. She was young and naive, and she had just lost her parents, so she was alone in the world. It's like, no, she was dating someone else, and she had broke that. I think she was even engaged to this guy, and she broke off the engagement to be with Vince McMahon. It's like, that's not someone who's alone in the world.
Yeah. But
oh man.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have. I think he's a scumbag.
Oh, he's a scumbag.
Total piece of shit.
He's totally is. I'm
like,
not. That's why I said I'm not defending him.
If he doesn't, well,
don't think. No, I'm not defending him. I think she's
be the
just
case
as bad. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. So this isn't the case against him that's going to ruin him, essentially.
No, because they're already talking about bringing him back. There are talks right now that with TKO that they're talking about bringing him back into the company.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying, like, okay, so maybe like the framework for the lawsuit like may not hold up, right? But it doesn't mean that he's an awful person.
No, he's an awful person.
Yeah.
Well, they declared a state of emergency.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, I don't care about wrestling anymore. So, more concerned about, you know, in my old age. Like, I was talking to my buddy last night, and he lives in Maryland, and he was saying that he actually went out and got a generator because he was trying to. He's got like a pellet stove, but in order for the fan to work, like if the power goes out, he was trying to. His car has like one of the 120 volt, like your typical wall outlet things in there, and so he was like assumed that would be fine in order to like provide enough power to fire up the fan for the pellet stove, and it wasn't. Shocker. So he was like, I just went out and bought a generator yesterday because they're saying that we're going to get like a foot of snow and then it's going to turn to rain and then it's going to get like ice.
That's what I had.
So that was down in Maryland, which is, you know, close proximity because he's like just he's like north. Like northwest of DC, like west of Baltimore.
The other side of the bay.
Yeah, because his wife's family is from Delaware, like from the Dewey Beach area. And
ooh, fancy.
Yeah, I've been to their house. It is fancy. It's like a freaking estate, and then you just go across the street, and you're right on the beach.
Yeah.
but it's like 6 bedrooms, like 4 bathrooms, little fenced-in compound with a pool.
Dang.
Yeah. So, his family spent their summer over there. His kids were in like summer programs over there, but he was still at home during the week working, and then would drive over there on the weekends. So he had to go like deal with the traffic associated with the Francis Scott Key Bridge going down. And he was saying it was taking him from like west of Baltimore to get over to Dewey Beach. It was taking him like 4 hours.
Mm.
It's like based on I actually like did a proxy. I forget what the town is that he lives in, but I have it saved. I do it like I you know, I've sent him mail in the past, so I have it in a spreadsheet somewhere.
Yeah, you would. I'll keep a Rolodex. I keep a spreadsheet. Rolodexes aren't a thing anymore.
Like,
I'm showing my age.
when you invite like 120 people to a wedding, you got to make sure you have your addresses somewhere locked in for everyone, and then like change of addresses. Reach out to everyone, make sure that their address is still the same. So I have his address, I just forget.
That's why I want to.
Where it is, I believe it's the county like northwest of Baltimore.
Trying to get my dad's generator going. No luck, but because he's on oxygen, and if power goes out, I think they got. He's got enough.
Dude, they have the one that runs on batteries. Respironics, my friend.
He's got a little portable one that runs on battery, but you only got till the batteries run out. But he's got because he's got that little portable one. He doesn't use his bottles anymore when he goes out, so he's got, I think she said 2 days worth of air in the bottles if they lose power. She said, if we're without power for more than 2 days, she's like, I guess I'll have to take you out to the car. She's like, we'll start the car and plug in the small oxygenator out there, and we'll sit in the car while you catch your breath. I was like, I could just come pick you up. I was like, because we're pretty good. We don't lose power very often. I was like, I could just pick you up. Yeah, knock on wood.
My parents were like
pick you up, and bring you to the apartment. I was like, but with your movement incapabilities, I was like, I don't know how well you'd get up and down the stairs to the bathroom. We don't have a downstairs bathroom.
My parents were doing. They were like, "Are you?" Like, my dad texted me yesterday. He's like, "Is there anything that you need done around the house?" He's like, "I'm not working Friday. Is there anything that you need done around the house to like get ready for the storm?" And I was like, what? Like, if we lose power, like, do we have a generator? No. But like, I have like all of the other supplies outside of like sort of power. Like, we're gonna be fine. And also, it's like tomorrow's gonna be like -18. Like, I'm more concerned about the cold weather versus the snow. Like, the snow's gonna be super. We're supposed to get like 18 to 24 here.
Damn.
Yeah, I know.
We're in the 6 to 12 range.
We're not. Yeah, but we're not getting any of the ice that
we're getting
you guys might be getting. So ours is just because we have like the cold front coming in from the north, and it's like where it's clashing with the warm air that you guys are getting from the south. It's like down in the Cape, so we're like heavy into like the only snow, and it's gonna be, because it's so cold, it's gonna be super light and fluffy, the whole thing. So it's like, Yeah, do we have a snowblower? No, we didn't get a snowblower yet. We had stuff with our cat going on, and it got a little distracted. We don't have a snowblower. We have to shovel it, but outside of that, like, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. It's not like we haven't had storms before.
Yeah, I had to do grocery shopping anyway, so I went Tuesday, like when they first I first caught wind that there was something significant coming. I was like,
Yeah.
I need to go grocery shopping anyway, so I'll just go grocery shopping and pick up like a few extra days just in case.
Yeah.
And it's nice. The grocery stores were empty and like
I
nobody
know.
was panic buying yet, so I had like everything was in stock. Like, this is so nice.
Well,
And
me
then you see
being the idiot.
people posting pictures a day, just aisles are
Yeah.
empty.
Chaos. Well, me being the idiot that I am, I was like, I'm like overdue for a haircut, and I gotta, like, I work from home on Mondays, so normally, like, when I'm due for a haircut, I'll just go during lunch on like Monday before the work week where I'm in office and got to be presentable. And so I was like, okay, well, Monday is gonna be like super snowy, so I'm probably not gonna be able to get over there, so I'm just gonna go on Friday. And so I booked an appointment online, and I get there, and I still had to wait like 45 minutes. And everyone was doing the same thing that I was for haircuts. I was like, out of all things, I thought I was fucking. Sorry. I thought I was like safe from the chaos.
I love how you think
who's
fucking's
just like,
the
oh, it's
bad
gonna
problem
be like a.
and not us talking about Vincent Man shitting on some woman's head.
Well, it's all about the actual language, not the context, right?
I guess.
So.
I don't know.
YouTube's AI is not that powerful. Like, start demonetizing people for like general topics. Versus if you just like straight up swear, then they get it. But anyways, I was like talking to this lady who was cutting my hair, and I was just like, "This is ridiculous." And she's like, "I know." So she's like, "Let me ask you why today?" And I explained, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone's here doing the exact same thing." And I was like, "Okay, well, everyone should be over at the grocery store because, like, that's what we do in New England. Like, you got to rush over to the grocery store." Yeah, and I was actually telling my wife a couple days ago, I was like, you know how we normally go grocery shopping on Sundays? Like, we should probably, like, change that to Saturday morning this week. And then I was watching the news, and I was like, you know what? You're probably better off, like, switching it to Sunday afternoon. Honestly, like when it first starts snowing, no one's going to be there. Because everyone's out right now doing all that shit. But also, it's like, it's going to snow. It's going to be light and fluffy. So what? So what? Like, it's not like you can't leave the house on Sunday or Monday when it's snowing. Around here, we have parking bans, but they don't have, like, road, like, driving bans. Where they're like, you can't drive on the roads. So
Yeah,
like, well,
here it depends
just
on.
Take my truck. We can just take my truck and go out. We'll be fine.
Here it depends on the
So long as it's not
level
around
of
the
state
Patriots.
emergency. If I think it's like level 2 or higher, they have a driving ban in place that you only have exceptions to if you're in the medical field. Like Walmart used to always get, because a lot of other stores would close down. Walmart always got away with it because they had a pharmacy. So like we have to remain open for the pharmacy. So everybody else
that's a
has
good
to
point.
report in. I was like,
So we do have that too. But when they announced it, there was the driving ban. It was for COVID. And nobody listened to it because it wasn't enforceable. Like, people did the research and they're like, actually, you can't get a ticket for it because it's like it's a bylaw, but there's no criminal statute against it to the point where like they can't even write you a ticket. So, and despite that being called out by the general population, they did not make any changes to it. So you can still just go out if you want, even if there's a restricted driving thing. So it's like, yeah, as long as the roads are okay. Like, we live off of a main road. Like, our street's like a little loop off of a kind of a main road. So, like, our street's not going to be good, but the road that leads to it, or, like, the main road, is going to be clear all day long. So, I think the best bet is to go, like, it's supposed to start snowing around, like, 11 a.m. on Sunday here. And the Pats game is at 3. So it's like, well, I feel like 1 o'clock is, like, the sweet spot to get your grocery shopping on.
The sweet spot for grocery shopping.
I'm also hoping, because I don't know about you, but I've found that weather recently, like predictions and stuff, has been so inaccurate.
Yeah.
Like, Wednesday night, they said that we're going to get like just a dusting. Like, maybe a coating. It may not even stick to the ground, so you'll be okay. And so I was like, okay, cool. I'll just wake up at my normal time to go to work. Because if there was going to be a significant amount of snow, I'd get up earlier and shovel the driveway. I woke up and I was like, all right, yeah, this is going to be fine. I go outside and I step into, like, literally, it was like 4 inches of snow. And I was like, no. I thought this was going to be a dusting. This isn't a dusting. This is like in this day and age in Massachusetts, like, this is a snowstorm. 4 inches of snow? I was beyond pissed. And they haven't been getting anything right. But then I was watching a TikTok. And, like, I don't know how true this is, so, like, don't accuse me of being any, like, on any side of any political party. But I read that Donald Trump had cut the spending for, like, the weather people. So they had to, like, they don't get the funding anymore to be able to, like, get the information to build the more accurate models for forecasting. So they have to, like, rely on their own equipment. I don't know how true that is. I did hear about it, and I do know that the funding was in fact cut. I just don't know if that is a direct correlation to, like, how shitty the weather has been for the past year. In terms of predicting. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't think that's the case, because as far back as when we were in childhood, they've been fucking up the forecast. So I don't think that's the case. I just think weather's unpredictable and they can't predict it. They just do their best to read what's on the map.
Yeah, you have to admit, dude, in the past few years, it's been, like, wildly inaccurate compared to how it's been.
Nah,
like we had,
different
we had
here.
We had a day last year where they said that we were gonna get like 6 inches of snow, and like all the schools, in anticipation of that, like, canceled, and we literally got no snow. Like,
in 2016,
nothing.
In 2016,
And that was last year.
In 2016, they said we were gonna get a blizzard. We didn't even get a dusting. So it's always been that way here. I don't know up there, but down here it's always been that way. They always fuck it upside down. If they call for a lot, and that's one thing we're waiting to see. Every time they call for a lot of snow, we get nothing. Anytime they call for just a little bit, we get just dumped on. So Like
Yeah, but
they
sometimes
have
it's
e-
like me.
they have even like it's no different than when I was in school. Like this is the same shit. So I don't think it's necessarily funding being cut. I just think it's unpredictable, and they do their best to try to predict it. But it's like that last storm, it like shifted in a day 250 miles north. The whole system just shifted completely, and that's why it missed us. And it's like you never know from day to day what's going to happen. So
So, all right. So maybe the solution to that would be to just like not try to predict stuff as far out as they're doing, and maybe just give you like a day's notice or like 2 days notice at most.
well, like that's like
Instead of when they give like the 10-day outlook and they're like, oh, which also, by the way, speaking of, like, we got snow last Saturday, or no, last Sunday, right? And my wife and I were outside and we were just shoveling snow. We're the only people in the neighborhood that don't have a snowblower. And our neighbor across the street comes out, then asked if we wanted to borrow the snowblower, and I was like, nope, I don't. And I was like, we're actually like, we've been looking into getting one, but we just haven't pulled the trigger on it. And he's like, well, hopefully they can get it to you before Sunday, because you're really going to need it. It's like, that was last Sunday that he said that. It's like, how did that guy know?
what was it, last month?
A week out, he knew that it was going to be a big storm and we were going to get a lot of snow. And that was before they even started predicting it.
Yeah, that's the same thing. When I was did laundry last, there was a lady in the laundry room, and she's like, you can tell there's something coming. I was like, yeah, they're saying something. This is like a week or two ago, like I'd say like a week and a half ago, and she was like, you can tell something's coming. I just know we're about something significant, not this little dust and stuff that we've been getting. She's like, something big's coming, and I was like, how'd she know? She's like, I can feel it. Maybe old people are attuned to it. I don't know.
No, you know what it is? Because I think this is like, oh no, it's this coming year. I was gonna say, because they stopped doing the Farmer's Almanac.
Yeah, this was the last year.
Yeah.
But I mean, like it's always been that way where they're so far off. And I think it's just the weather is so unpredictable. Like our meteorologist, like the local meteorologist here, explained, like he didn't even address it until people on TikTok were talking about it. He's like, let's look at this system that everybody on social media is talking about, and he kind of explained what conditions it could cause. He's like, but we're not going to call it because it's way too soon to even start thinking about that. And then I think it was Wednesday he finally posted something where he was like, he goes, the only reason I'm doing this, because fall totals are just kind of, up in the air. He said, but with the possibility of us getting over what could be over a foot of snow, he's like, I just want to prepare everybody so they can make preparations in order to get it.
That's what they said here too. Yeah.
And then he's like, as we move in the next couple of days, we can start narrowing down what's going to happen. And as like he
our weatherman was like so hesitant to give a formal forecast. He just like presented the models, and he was like, because you have like the European model and then like the GFS model or whatever it is. And then he was like, listen, we're getting these informations, but people post both of these things over like social media with no context, and it causes people to get like really out of hand when it comes to preparing, because like there's no context, so they don't understand how subjective it is. And he's like, but that being said, like here are the two models, and I'm picking the model. Like I'm not gonna give a prediction. I'm not gonna give a prediction or like an actual like locked in forecast. I'm just gonna say that I'm gonna go with this model, and it's the one that has the most snow. But like I'm not gonna tell you how much you're supposed to get for snow because like that's not right. And it's like, okay. So what meteorology has turned into is like, hey, we'll give you an estimate. It's going to be like a dusting to 2 feet, but we won't tell you what we think it's going to be until after it's done.
Ours, he did actually. He said he
Which is a
he
joke.
feels we're in like the 8 to 12 range, and he said that he goes it really depends on the ice.
Bold man.
He said it depends on the ice. He goes it's switching from rain to
Depends
ice.
on that
It's
tropical, when that
down-
tropical air kicks in.
Yeah, he said it's gonna affect the snow totals. He said, but it's looking like a good eight.
More accurate.
He said it seems like the European model has been more accurate this year. So he goes that's one, but it's saying we were getting nothing. He says that's the one. He goes I'm showing you. He goes a lot of people just take the raw data, and he goes that's why you're getting like these astronomical 17 plus inches. He said because there's no human like interpretation of that. He said it's all just raw data, and he goes that's why your iPhone weather app says it. He says why this app and that app says it. He said you need to be a actual like study to actually like kind of interpret what you're seeing. He goes not just taking the raw data and throwing it out there for everybody. He goes that's why everybody's freaking out because they're reading just raw data what could be, not what like how it could shift. And that's why it changes.
The problem
so
is
crazily.
like they allow it to happen too. So but they also promote it. Like top stories today on local news was just like, hey, everyone's at the grocery store. Why aren't you? It's like,
hey, the guy paying a prostitute on the school bus in Dover beat ours. beat the winter weather news here.
no, I just love the news about the it's like I also hate that they group into just like generic snowboarding, but it was like was he an Olympian snowboarder? Yes. But like not what you think when you think of snowboarding. Like he did like the snowboard racing like through the gates and stuff. It's not real racing. This bitch snowboarding. Anyways, like one of the guys that was on the snowboard team for the 2002 Olympics is apparently just like one of the FBI's most wanted men.
It was chilly, but it wasn't like
Give
cold.
$40 million in motorcycles.
Damn.
And and he trafficked like over a ton of cocaine or white powdery substances from Mexico into the U.S. and Canada. Like while he was in college.
Well,
And
butt
like
stuff.
just after he was on the U.S. snowboard team in the Olympics.
Which coincidentally wasn't snow.
Yeah, right. But he like worked with the FBI to like negotiate a deal between him and like the Mexican cartel. Like that was the other news. That was the other news.
Yeah,
That and all like the house fire. Are you getting like a lot of house fires down there?
Yeah, yesterday there was like all across the county there
Like
was
a
like
bunch of them,
4 or
right?
5 like big ones.
Yeah, like
We
burn
had-
the house down big.
We had one in town yesterday that it was just a shed. But that
know,
sucker
but
was
we've had, like,
ripping.
We've had like I don't know, Jesus, like maybe like a dozen in the past week that have made the news of like this house, like several people dying and like houses, all of them just like roaring, burnt to a crisp.
Yeah, that's what I was
Just
scrolling
in
through
the past week. It's
Facebook
like,
this morning and yesterday there was just like I was scrolling through it. I follow like most of the fire companies around me, and they were all just posting that they were at this fire, this fire, this fire, all yesterday. I was like, good freaking Lord! And you see the pictures of the house, and it's just studs left. That it was just gone. Like, damn.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, what? Well, like as a homeowner now, I'm just like, what am I missing? Like, what precaution do I need to take in order to prevent that? Because like we do all the normal things. So is it just like a matter of these people just like didn't do the normal things, or like do we have to pay attention to this stuff more? This is like, granted, it's like a lot of old people, but also like sometimes it's not. Like we just had like a house fire, and there was like a 19-year-old college student who was home on Christmas break, and she died in the house fire. Okay. It's like, oh my god, yeah. So my parents were just like checking in with me all day today. My dad's on like a 3-month sabbatical from work. He's doing like a trial retirement, and my mom's
retirement.
Yeah, well, because my mom's been retired for like a freaking like 15 years now, and she's been waiting for my dad to retire, and he doesn't want to. So he's doing this like 3-month like I'm not working thing, and the problem with that is like all of their attention is just focused on me. Like, how's your house? Is your house okay? Is your house gonna make it through this weather? It's like, dude, this house was built in like before your house was built. It was built in 1965. It's made it through all of this stuff and more. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be okay. We're gonna be cold as shit if the power goes out, but like whatever, we're gonna be fine. Did you turn off all your exterior like water lines to the spigots and stuff? Yes, because that's normal winter stuff. Did you make sure everything's charged? Yes.
Starting up a jet
I'm
fan
also
over
37.
jet plane over there? Good lord.
And I'm an adult. And if there's a storm coming, I know how to prepare for it. Is my house gonna handle it? I don't know.
Update on Tuesday.
Yeah, I'll let you know if things don't go well. Like,
you'll know. We'll be on your doorstep.
We'll be able to build a new house.
I mean, dumb.
Lord, please leave me alone.
What pissed me off is that I specifically messaged my dad on Tuesday when like the first rumbling started. I was like, hey, they're calling for a pretty gnarly storm coming in. I was like, do you guys have everything you need? Do you need help with anything? And he's like, oh no, we're good. All right, just making sure. And then last night we went up to Christiana, and as we're in the mall, phone goes off. Hey, you busy tomorrow? Like, kinda, but what's going on? How about Saturday? I mean, more busier than Saturday. Why? What?
Like, what do you need?
What do you need? I want to see if I can get the generator started. I was like, this is why I messaged you on Tuesday. So if you needed anything, you could tell me. And it's like, oh, I was like, nah, I can do it tomorrow.
Right, but like you're cutting it close, and like also think ahead a little bit.
Yeah, I asked on Tuesday. And you said no, you're all good.
Yeah. I think the only thing we could use would be like a...
I'm pretty good slice and dice. How are you?
Talking about earlier, just a little generator. Just something you could just like pop in.
That's what theirs is. Just he let for at least 2 years. It's been sitting there. It hasn't been started up, so the gas is all. Ugh.
Oh, you don't drain the gas?
He didn't. No.
Oh, I mean,
But
that's no big deal. You just drain the gas from the tank and then
Well, that's
change
the thing. We couldn't get it to
fuel
drain.
filter, and you're fine.
Nothing was coming nothing was coming out of the tank. So short of taking the tank off and like turn up, like nothing was coming out at all.
So it's all
So-
sludged.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm thinking. He,
Yeah,
of course,
well-
he's the type where he knows more than I do. I'm not gonna hide that, but as soon as I took the cap off,
just blow it out.
as soon as I took the cap off, I was like, that doesn't smell right at all. And like I was like, should we drain it? And he's like, hey, we'll see if it'll start. I was like, it doesn't smell right. Yeah, it should be fine. And then he's like, after we struggled all the time, the only way we can get it run is with starter fluid. We can get it to run if we spray it, but it wasn't picking up any gas. I was like, there's something wrong. So I took all the hoses off, cleared them all out, but there's where it comes out of the tank, it's a little tiny little nub that it comes through. And I was like, I'm pretty sure that's where your clog's at. So all the hoses and everything are clean. I said, that little 90-degree nub there, I was like, I think that's where your holdup is. I was like, because I took all these hoses off and no gas whatsoever was coming through them. So, well, I told him that, and he seems to think it's the carburetor. I was like, but there's no gas getting to the carburetor, so how's it the carburetor? We're gonna take that carburetor off and look at it. Like, okay. As my stepmom puts it, he has to go the most pain in the ass route first before he just realizes it's just the gas. He's good. He was trying to call a guy down the road that works on engines to see if he could take a look at it either today or tomorrow. I didn't hear anything out of him, so I'm guessing that was no go. They're out at where they're at. Anytime the wind blows too hard, the power will flicker. So I was like, that was my main concern, was getting that generator running. That's why I reached out to him to begin with, and then I was over there for 4 or 5 hours today working on it. We could not get it.
Yeah, like we have pretty good luck with like winter weather. Like, the only time we lose power is in the summer. But it's purely due to like the grid being overused. It's the only time that
We've been
lost
good.
power for like a significant amount of time. So like, another reason why I'm not too worried is like
Yeah, we checked the
I don't
spark
think
plug
we've
on
lost
it.
power due to snow.
But we're pretty good. The only time recently that I remember losing power was when that the transformer over here caught fire and knocked out the power for the entire, like the whole. That was the most eeriest thing I've ever seen, is driving down the main street and seeing, like, even out to the highway, just darkness. The only thing that was lit up was the casino. The casino was bright. That's the only thing you could see anywhere around you. Everything else was just dark. All the fast food chains, everything downtown, dark. I was like, that's really eerie to see. Because usually if we lose power, like because the main strip through town is like the highway, so all the businesses and everything along the highway usually still have power. It's just usually the residential places that lose power. But to see that the highway completely dark, that was wild.
Yeah, that's what.
Where are you at, Slice?
I like it though.
What? Losing power?
Well, I mean, like, yeah, if I'm like out, I like that.
Oh,
like
you mean
plowing and stuff. Yeah, like when there's like no lights on, no street lights, nothing.
Yeah,
And you're just out plowing. Yeah, it's the greatest.
it's just eerie to think, it's like, people used to live like this.
Yeah, it is eerie. I mean, like the road back to the shop is like 2 miles. The speed limit is 25, and it's just like windy through like marshland. There's no like houses at all and stuff, but there's streetlights because it does connect to a college at some point. But during that stretch, there's no streetlights, there's no houses, there's no. It's like literally, it's just so dark. That's kind of nice because it does make you appreciate like like, oh yeah, this is how they used to live. Like they didn't have streetlights, they didn't have like plow trucks or anything like that.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I know. Especially after watching that like Revolutionary War documentary. Yeah, Burns, and just the fact that they would just like take the winters off from fighting, but they'd be like a mile apart in different camps, like just a mile. It's really not that far. It was like a mutually agreed thing. They're like, hey, dude, like it's way too cold and snowy to fight. So like, you want to pick this up back in the spring? And they're like, yeah, yep, yeah, we do.
It's fucking cold, bud. You just wanna
Yeah.
do this in like
They hung out in
March?
like Central Mass, or like they hung out in like was it Pennsylvania, I think, during the Revolutionary War. Like one of the worst winters they had. They were literally like over the hill, away from each other, and they spent like 6 months there. And then they like built a camp in like Maine, and everyone almost died.
Jeez.
Like most of the army died because they were just like they had no food and like no shelter, and so they're like eating people's dogs.
Hey, they just did that in Ohio. They're eating the dogs.
Eating the cats, eating the dogs. But yeah, like I mean, it was pretty wild out in these parts back then.
You know it's got to be. Can you imagine that in today's world? Just be like, they just meet up at the lines, like, hey, we're fighting, and this sucks, but it's fucking cold. You just want to, like, take some time off. Dude, I thought you'd never ask.
I was,
yes,
right,
100%.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you want to pick this up, like mid-March sometime? Maybe, like, April.
Yeah, like, when everything starts thawing out, you're like, maybe we'll revisit this. How about March, like, 15th? We'll meet back here and decide whether we'll regard or we'll resume the battle or not. Yeah, sounds great.
Like, we'll give you 6 months to determine if you want to give up. You know.
Hey, maybe by then we'll just this whole thing be over and done with. Wouldn't that be great? Here's a can of Vienna sausages. I hope you guys use it well.
That's all we had.
That's what the guy on TikTok, he was showing the map. He's like, apparently if you're in this little blue area here, all you need is a heated blanket and a can of Vienna sausages. But if you're in this pink area here, you're going to fucking die.
Maybe, but also like not.
Oh. Yeah.
I'm just mad it interferes with the AFC Championship. From a watching perspective.
Oh, no power, so no TV.
Well, I mean, not only that. Like, I was planning on watching it with a couple friends, but snow. It's like, well, that's not going to happen anymore. Like, they could suck it up. It's not that it's the first time that we've gotten snow.
Put your snowshoes on. Put your winter jacket. Let's go. It's football.
Yeah, how do you feel about your new head coach?
I just feel like we were bullshit throughout that whole hour-long press conference that they did, where he was like,
coordinator at Michigan. He's a good fit for the organization. I think he's actually going to do pretty well. He doesn't have any experience as a head coach, so like he's got that going against him. But he was the nuts at Michigan, like one of the best defensive coordinators that they had.
Well, he worked under John Harbaugh for a bit. Can't remember what years, but he was
Jim.
And Jim.
And Jim.
Big Jim. A fucking weird guy.
Jims. But he's got the experience.
I mean, boys, like you say, oh, just because they work here, they worked here before. There's not they're gonna get edge over anyone else. It's like you could just said that's the guy you were going with. Like, don't give us this whole hoopla.
There's like a few teams, and it's like the Steelers, the Ravens, and like I'd say to an extent the Packers, where they are just like very set in their ways of how they do things from an organizational level. Like we're always going to have this kind of offense, this kind of defense, and whatever head coach comes in needs to fit into this system and make it work. Like John Harbaugh was able to do that for a little while. But you need a coach that's not going to require like changing everything top to bottom. And so that's why I think you guys have a good coach now. Is he's going to make some tweaks to the defense, which I personally think is needed, and he's going to bring in like some staff that can make their offense a little bit better.
Here's hope.
Yeah, I think you guys are going to be like, despite the change in head coach, I think you're going to be like in the playoffs next year for sure.
Here's hope.
Dude, he's very talented.
I don't doubt it. I mean, he's a coach in the NFL, but it's like
Coordinator.
he did this whole. Well, I mean, he's a coach now, so.
Well, yeah, no.
So
yeah.
I mean, I don't doubt he's not talented. It's just like, but like they did this. They went through this whole spiel in that press conference. Like, oh, just because someone worked here doesn't mean they get they're ahead of anybody else with anybody's job. It's like you went through this hour-long press conference telling us this, and then you just hired the guy that was the guy that used to work here.
What's going to be the only thing that changes, or put it this way, the only thing that will shift the organization in any kind of direction is a change of ownership.
Which he said is not going to happen.
Right. Yeah, because she's a nasty old bitch.
He said if he gets a Super Bowl within the next 5 years, he's going to sell the team off. He said, but he's holding on the next 10 years.
His son.
No, he flat out said he's not handing the team down the family. When he's done with it, he's selling it off. It's not going to be in the family anymore.
Well, he may not be done with it when he gives it to his kid. Put it that way. I mean, it would just be like the Crafts. Like, Jonathan Kraft runs, like, he's the VP. He literally runs everything. Robert Kraft's just there because he has the money.
He wants a football team.
You know his senile ass was the one that released to the media. I was listening to it live. The local sports radio station was like interviewing him, and he actually like leaked it out to everyone that they're changing the NFL schedule. And it's like, yeah, because you're like 89-year-old dementia-ridden ass didn't understand the fact that, like, if you tell that to a radio station, that it's gonna get out. Yep. Dude, senile as shit. So Jonathan Kraft runs everything, and he said that he was like would consider selling the company, or like the Patriots. But it's like, dude, you're not even in charge anymore. You're figurehead only.
Like, that's pretty much what he said. He said that it was pretty much
that's what I'm
Harbaugh,
saying. Is
Ozzy,
that's what I'm saying is the Ravens owner is very similar.
GM running the show.
Yeah,
but I mean, our owner's only like in his 60s, I think.
No, I know, but he's saying that it's not going to go to his kids or a family member or something like that. He's going to sell it to an outside company, and it's like, yeah, I heard that before. So it's not going to happen.
I kind of believe. I think
the reason why I'm actually going to leave it to my son is because he is a separate LLC from me. I was like, oh, okay.
I think because he like pulled back a lot from like the day-to-day operation. He used to be like super involved, and then he pulled back a lot. And I think that's why he feels it's more of a burden than it is, and he'd rather just sell it off than burden it with someone in his family with it. He just said he's not leaving it to any of his family. He's gonna sell it off. He said if he wins the Super Bowl within the next 5 years, he'll sell it off. He goes not. He's probably got 10 more years left in him before he sells it off.
Jesus Christ.
But he's pulled back a lot. Like he pretty much left. What's his name? The GM. I can't think of. For some reason, I can't think of it. Him, Ozzy, and John were the ones pretty much running the show. They just anything major they asked him, and he gave them the okay. But he trusted them to do most of the day-to-day work. And he said he only got involved, and he was actually like the front office was like telling him not to fire John. And he's like, I felt I needed to step in on this one.
Yeah. But John Harbaugh should have, like, I don't know, whoever his agent is or who's responsible for that made a huge mistake. Because, like, who else would you, like, out of all the eligible coaches and shit like that, like, who else would you want to coach Buffalo Bills? As soon as McDermott got fired, it's like John Harbaugh that needs to be there.
Yeah, it was already too late. He already signed on with New York.
The Giants, like
literally the day after.
Mistake.
The day after it was announced, Buffalo fired their head coach. It's like,
I know. It's like, dude, you literally would have gone from like he if he became the head coach there. I have a good feeling that they probably would make the Super Bowl next year, provided that they got some wide receivers. Because John Harbaugh, I mean, is the same as Jim Harbaugh in the sense that they're both like very quarterback oriented.
yeah.
And the issue was like John Harbaugh didn't really jive with what Lamar Jackson does from a quarterbacking perspective. But you get a quarterback that's like right up his alley. Dude could coach a team to a Super Bowl, no problem.
Yeah. Oh, if he would, it had been unstoppable. Apparently,
So what are your
the Bills
predictions for this
organization
weekend?
are all fucked up. Prediction for what?
Well, to your earlier point, yeah, the Bills organization is all fucked up, and it's like, dude, you're literally moving into a new stadium this year. Like, you have to have some stability, or at least like a path, and they don't. Like, you're gonna start your first year in a brand new stadium with just like nothing. Like, they're probably going off after like all like the top prospects like Daybah and all them. I don't know. It sucks for the Bills. As much as I don't like them, like, I'm actually rooting for them because like I think that I think Josh Allen needs to win a Super Bowl. I think he has to. But they just didn't get anyone term to pass to.
He's too good not to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah. So then let's go back to my original thing. Like, what are your predictions for championship weekend here?
Who's winning?
Yep.
As much as I hate to say it.
Dude, I'm torn. As a hometown guy, I'm torn.
Well, Denver's quarterback's out, so.
Yeah, I know, but we also have Stidham. And I was on team bench Cam Newton, played Jared Stidham as the starter. Because the one time that he started here, he actually did pretty well.
Going into a playoff game without your starting quarterback, that's going to be rough. So as much as I hate to say it, I think New England.
But it also could be an advantage for them because, like, I mean, you have Josh McDaniels, who essentially raised this quarterback because he got drafted to New England and was the backup and did play. But at the same time, like, he hasn't played anywhere else. And you're going up against probably one of the best head coaches of all time. I think that's fair to say.
Who?
The head coach for Denver.
Oh. I couldn't tell you who it is.
Sean Payton. He was
okay.
He was the head coach of the
New Orleans.
New Orleans for longest time, and then he retired. Came back out, did a brief stint with the Raiders, I think, and then went to Denver.
Yeah.
So he's like Drew Brees' head coach for the entire time. So he's super good with offense. So I don't know. I think it's on the Patriots to lose it. Like, it's on the Patriots to choke.
Yeah.
I think it's possible.
As much as it pains me to say, I think New England's got it.
See, my only issue with that is the altitude. You have an entire team of young players that have never played there before. They don't know.
That's a good point. It's in Denver.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they just flew out today because I guess like altitude it takes like 48 hours to like kick in, something like that. A lot of teams that play Denver will like fly out the day after their game and then practice out there the whole week to get acclimated. And the Patriots chose to fly out today, or I'm sorry, tomorrow? No, Saturday. Flying out Saturday to play on Sunday. But it's like, dude, it's not. They're worried about like the ball, and it's like, well, is Drake May gonna be able to release the ball the same? Because it's like, no, he's gonna have a hard time breathing. So like the Broncos can't be good on offense. If they are, then the Patriots are screwed because the defensive front has no experience playing in altitude. And having been out to Denver, like it sucks. Like it is a noticeable difference. I mean, we're in Breckenridge, and that's like, so Denver's obviously like mile high, 5,000 feet, 5,280 feet. Like we were out in Breckenridge, which is like almost 15,000 feet, and like riding bikes. And it was like, oh my God, we had to like stop. We're like, oh my God. We were like going down like a straight path. It wasn't even up a hill or anything. Yeah, like I've snowboarded out there a bunch of times and stuff, and it's a huge difference. So I think that's the only advantage between that. Well, actually, no, it's just that. But if we see the Patriots move to the Super Bowl, I am completely shocked, and they have no business being there. And also, the Broncos have no business being there.
This was a
It really should
crazy
be
year.
It should be a battle of two NFC teams, and the other NFC team should not be the Rams.
Yeah, if I had to pick, I'm going to go Seattle.
Seattle should win this. Yeah, I think Seattle should win the Super Bowl this year. And it has nothing to do with Sam Darnold. Where it's like, it's not their quarterback that's bringing them to the Super Bowl. It really isn't. But I was like looking at some TikToks today, and they're bitching about how the Patriots are like potentially getting into the Super Bowl, and they're like, they have no business being there. Like, why did they ever get there? And it's like, make the rest of the league better. The Patriots have no business being in the Super Bowl at all. The fact that they even made the playoffs is a win. That was the expectation, was to make it to the playoffs and potentially win a playoff game. That was the expectation at the beginning of the year. Now that they're playing for the AFC Championship, it's like things have changed, and now everyone here is like, well, yeah, they got to get to the Super Bowl. They have to. It's like, this team has lucked out. So, like, on what planet? They go to Denver, and their starting quarterback broke their ankle.
Tough son of a bitch, though. Finish the game. Like,
and then Houston, like, they didn't have Nico Collins, which changed the entire game for the Texans. Although, CJ Stroud, it's about time. He really earned that loss.
Alright, I'm back. I know.
All right.
You should look into a game called the Gold River Project.
Oh yeah.
I haven't tried. I downloaded the demo last night. I haven't tried it out yet, but it looks interesting. It's multiplayer. It looks like it's just like a you. I think the title says you go on a hike and then you gotta try to survive out in nature. You build stuff and everything. So the forest without zombies.
I'm looking at it now.
Take me to the...
No, looks like it's a little bit more than that. Yeah, it's a lot like the forest. Minus the zombies. Yeah.
That's what I said. So it looks like he's got like an actual like hunting and fishing system built in.
Yeah. Well, unless you can get an extra key.
Oh, the demo's free. I haven't got a key for it. I just, like I said, I just installed the demo. I'll see what I can manage.
Yeah, I'll download. 62 gigs for the demo. Damn.
I didn't realize it was that huge. Well, I apologize, Tony. I didn't know if you were waiting for me or no. But got some Cinnabons in the oven. Bum, bum, ba-da-da-dum. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Bum, 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 bum. Rubber baby buggy. I can't even say it. Rubber baby buggy bumpers. Rubber baby bubby bum bum. Can't do it. Rubber baby buggy bumpers. Rubber baby buggy. Oh. Ah, after 10,000 years, I'm free. Time to conquer Earth. Classic. So sorry, Tony, if I am making a mess. I am trying to eat something while I'm doing this. It is not going too well. No, yeah, I'm 100% supposed to be on the orange line, but my line is so screwed up. I'm just trying to get it. I'm right now. I'm just using the blue line as a guide. See what I mean? I screwed up so bad that the blue is now my main line. Orange and white are supposed to be, or keeping it between the orange and the white this time. This moment, I screwed up so bad. I didn't want to just hire help. I was trying to do it, but I'm also trying to eat something. It is not working out so well. I'm done eating. Turn this back off. I can do a better job now. Maybe. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. Cruising. Yeah, yeah. An extra blanket for me, even the controller feels cold. An electric blanket? I'll play Mario. It's me, Mario. Here we go. You don't ask ask me asking. What map is... What? You don't ask me asking. I'm guessing you don't mind me asking what map this is. This is Alma, Missouri. It's available on Giants Mod Hub. Nice stream. Well, thanks. Oh, oops. Yeah. Don't ask me asking. I don't mind when people ask. I guess I'm different in that way. I don't mind when people ask where, like, what map, what the name of the mod is. If I can remember off the top of my head, maps are easy to remember. But like certain trucks, especially when you have 500 F-150s, it's hard to remember the actual like modder and the name. Well, the F-150 I use is easy. It's Outpost Dairy. But there's so many that I've done. The one that bugs me is, can you send me that mod? I link all the mods I use. You can go download them there. I'm not gonna like individually send them to you. Or the ever wonderful, especially on mods that you know are not for console. Is this coming to console? Like, no, it's not. My best answer for that is if you have to ask, is more than likely not on console. Every once in a while I'll get asked, is this on console? And it actually is on console. But those questions bug me. Asking about the name of a mod or where can you find it, that don't mind me. Or that doesn't bother me. Like some other people. Some other people get bent out of shape. Why don't you Google it? It doesn't bother me. Which do you like better for farming, FS22 or FS25? If you're just if you don't care about like that's I'll say this. Ever since 25 came out, I uninstalled 22 and I've never reinstalled it. Like, I'm happy playing in Farm Sim 25. I enjoy playing Farm Sim 25. With that being said, I do miss some of my really good mods from 22 that the modders have no desire to jump ship to 25. So, but there are some really good mods out for 25 that weren't out in 22. So it's a pick and choose sort of thing. Me personally, I've enjoyed 25 more than I enjoyed 22. Yeah, Tony summed it up pretty good. Mod-wise, 22. Graphics-wise, 25. The gameplay is the same. I mean, nothing drastically has changed. 25 is a little bit less optimized than what 22 is. But I like I said, me personally, I've enjoyed 25, and I've never thought about reinstalling 22. So it's really all personal preference. If you have 22, you're not really missing much by getting 25. So, you know, I don't know. It's really all personal preference at the end of the day. Like by this point in 22, we had, I feel like we had like double the amount of mods that we had for 25. If that makes any sense. Thanks for answering. Sorry if I asked many questions, mainly in advance. No worries. I'm here to share the any knowledge I may have or opinions. I am not afraid to speak my mind on how opinionated I am about this game. Hence why I probably have not been on Giants Giants like good side at like the height of the popularity of my channel. So, you know, I was getting hundreds of thousands of views every farm sim video I did. I was never on Giants' like work with list because I have never shied away at how I feel about the game. Seen channels way smaller than mine get like free DLC and free copies of the new game and stuff like that. Meanwhile, I'm over here pulling like twice their views. Not anymore. Don't get me wrong. Not anymore. But back then I definitely was, and Giants wouldn't even respond to an email for me, so I've always been brutally honest about this game. And some people don't like it. Other people really enjoy it. I'm the same way with the mods I use and when I do the mod spotlights. And again, some people don't like it when I point out the flaws in their mods. But I feel it's more important to be honest than to sugarcoat it and people download it and be like, this is a bunch of pile of shit. I'm very opinionated about Farm Sim. Yeah. I mean, it's a fun, relaxing game, and I feel like it's been, it's. Do I feel like do I feel like it was necessary for them to put out 25 instead of just updating 22? No. I think 25 was just a money grab to help funnel money into their racing project. Because it's not drastically different, but I mean there is some improvements. There's a lot of not improvements, but like I said, playing 25, I've never thought about stopping and reinstalling 22. Take that as what you will. To be a whole hell of a lot honest, I have not seen a ton of improvement. Like, I feel like there was a lot more improvement between 17 and 19 than there has been from 19 to 25. I don't know if I'm the only one that thinks this, but I just don't see a ton of improvement. If you take mods out of the equation, you're just talking simple, just release. What the game released with. The jump from 17 to 19 feels like a bigger jump than what it was from 19 and 25. I don't know if anyone else feels that way. Watching your videos made me get Farming Simulator. I started trying to get 17, but I didn't even run on the computer. But now I'm playing 1922. Been playing for like 3 years. Well, that's good to hear. I've had a lot of fun in Farm Sim. I've had a lot of aggravating times in Farm Sim. So it's a love-hate relationship. But I'm not like JT. I don't just simply hate the game because it's the game. I do enjoy playing it. I just don't. And that's probably what's hurt my channel some. Is I don't consider myself a Farm Sim YouTuber. I'm just a YouTuber that enjoys playing a variety of games that Farming sim just happens to be one of them. I couldn't do farm sim all day, every day. I would get burnt out so quickly. But I do enjoy like a relaxing Friday night, kicking back, doing some farming. Hell yeah, buddy. JT's just, that's the worst game ever made. That Miles Farm Sim would probably be dead. Yeah, 100%. I wholeheartedly agree with that. Because like I said, for me, it feels like the jump from 17 to 19 was much more drastic than if you would have jumped from 19 to 25. I mean, there's been small improvements and small like little things added, but it's nothing really added that we hadn't had mod wise. So basically, they're just taking mods and putting them as part of the standard game. There hasn't, and in reality, there's only so much you can really do with farming without making it ridiculous. So I agree with that. But yeah, mods and them taking mods and making them base game is what's keeping Farm Sim, the Farm Sim franchise going. And I think what they should have done instead of building a whole new game is keep updating. Like, I think it's Train Sim that does it, where they just released a new game, or is it Train Simulator? Where like the base game updates, and then basically they treat each new game as like a big DLC. You get the new trains, the new maps, but the game keeps rolling as it is. Like I bought like Train Simulator 2016 or something, and now I have the latest version. Like it shows up as the latest version in my Steam library. I feel like that's something that Farm Sim should do. And then you just pay for like the new maps and the new like just update the base game, if that makes any sense. I don't know. Depends on farms in my opinion. I think it's a whole 100% mods that are keeping it going in every version of the game, because what got me playing was mods. What got me into playing Farm Sim was a Farming Sim 13 mod that I saw that I was like, that looks cool. What game is that? And that's when I first played Farm Sim 13. And then I went back to actually Farm Sim 11 because I saw some of the cool mods that were there. I was like, well, I want to check those out. And then I've just been buying it every time they release a new game. I use my knowledge from FFA and Farm Sim gameplay to make it more semi-realistic. Yeah, I couldn't do... I see other people that do like 100% realistic gameplay. I can't do that. I couldn't do that. I don't want to spend hours and hours and hours in the same field. I don't enjoy that style of gameplay. I like to have it somewhat realistically, while for the more mundane jobs, making it unrealistic. Start off a base game, then update it. Yeah, I believe it's Train Sim that does it, where your base game updates. So when you buy the game, like I said, I bought. Here, let me look that up. Let's look at Steam right now. If I do Train Simulator, Yeah, it says Train Simulator Classic. I bought it when, um, let's see, when did? Ooh, Tennessee Pass. Oh, that looks cool. Anyway, was it Sherman Pass or Sherman Hill? When was that released? 2012. I bought it in 2012. Or no. When was the Norfolk Southern stuff? Let's see. Yeesh. There's so many. Still going, still going. I'm back to our DLC from 2023, and I still don't see 2022. I want to say it was 2016. Mm-hmm. 2020. Can I do this by one that I own? I guess not. Let's do this. There's so much. There we go. 2014. So I bought it in 2014, and it has updated regularly. It's now called Train Sim Classic. Back when I bought it, it was like Train Simulator 3 or whatever. And it just kept updating the base game, so you got like all the new mechanics and everything. You just didn't get the trucks, or not the excuse me, the trucks, the trains or the maps. I feel like if FarmSim did something like that, which I think is what they were originally planning on doing with 22, is instead of doing a whole new engine and everything, they were just going to keep updating the current one. I feel like people wouldn't complain as much about buying DLCs. But I think that the whole point of 25 was they pushed out to help like get a big boost in their income to help fund that racing game that they were working on. Pure speculation, but they were fully sold on continuing to update 22 for the foreseeable future. And then once they start working on that racing game, they're like, "Oh, we're working on Farm Sim 25. Hey." They should have just kept it at Farm Sim, like just dropped the 22 and just said Farm Sim. They're working on a racing game. I think it's out, isn't it? I think it's already out. Mm, I can't remember the name of it. Project Motor Racing is what it's called. And it's currently out. Conflict. Odd name. Project Motor Racing. I should come out with a bicycling game, call it Project Pedaling Racing. Or a canoe racing game and call it Project Paddling Racing. Sorry. I'm sorry. Or pedal tractor racing. Dude. At one point in time, I think it's out for 20. It's either 19 or 22 where someone put out that pedal tractor. It was doable. And then we have the cart. If someone put it out, we have that kart racing where you can build your own track in 25. All I'm saying is someone convert the pedal tractor, made it so you can make it custom colors and add numbers on the side. We could do some pedal tractor racing, fellers. Calls a... Sir, are you... Is your autocorrect drunk? Calls a of how bad it done. I'm guessing you meant to say it because of how bad it's done. But then again, I don't know what you're talking about. I have it. Me and my buddies race pedal tractor 24/7. Nice. Nice. But can you imagine? Because in 25, there is a kart track mod that allows you to build your own go-kart track. Could you imagine building your own track for your pedal kart races? I mean, technically you could do it with the terrain mod and everything, but it wouldn't look as cool because like the kart racing has a starting grid and everything. It's got the checkered line. It's got like hills and bridges, tunnels. I'm just saying. Just saying. It'd be pretty sweet to build an epic go-kart track and race pedal karts on it. Huh? Oh, the Bergen. Oh, he retracted his message. He deleted it. It didn't make any sense. It says I don't even know how. Like it was so far off. I can't even remember. My brain won't process it. I'm guessing he meant to say because of how bad it done. But that's not how it came out. Oh, it's midnight. All right, well, ladies and gents. That's what she said. I'm going to call it a night. If you guys did like the stream, give me a huge favor. Leave a like down below. If you guys do want to see future Farming Simulator 25 Phoenix Moments live streams, be sure to click that subscribe button if you guys want to be notified whenever I do go live or upload a video. Be sure to click that notification bell. if you guys are in the path of this storm, I hope you guys stay safe. Just don't do anything dumb. Keep warm. And don't throw your back out while shoveling snow. I'm looking at you, Steve. You're older than a lot of us. And, you know, you gotta go teach them kids whenever school opens back up. So, stay safe. And as always, guys, thank you so very much for watching. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.